No, I don't. I don't want to.
Welcome back to the Nakama Podcast. I'm your host, Sal. I'm here with Peralta. The one that's always here is Peralta, not Cruz. Cruz kind of sucks. And we have a guest today, someone that we work with that I randomly started talking to, I think this year. Yeah, I didn't know you last year. Guest, do you want to introduce yourself? Do you want us to do it?
I can introduce myself. Hi, everybody. My name is Fatima. As mentioned, I work with people here in Nakama Podcast, and yeah.
Yeah. So I got a question right off the bat, bro.
All right.
Do you know my name?
Salvador.
Damn. So I'm the asshole because I was like, "Yo, Peralta, we're gonna have a guest on," and she's like, "Who?" And I was like, 306, and she's like, "Togliatti," and I was like, "No, the girl across from her." And then she was like, "Patiño," and I was like, "If that's her name, I guess, dude." It wasn't until I asked Cruz, I was like, "Yo, do you remember her name?" Cruz was like, "Oh, I'm blanking on it, but it's in the wall, right? Or like, all your last name's on the wall somewhere." And it wasn't until I think the week after I asked you that I looked and I was like, "Oh shit, I guess you weren't lying, Cruz. It is right there."
What's wrong with
You know,
you guys?
you know what? For being really honest here, I didn't know either until you sent me the email. I was like, all right, got it.
Oh, okay. So I'm not the asshole. She didn't know who I was until I mean,
Why do you invite people you don't know their names? How could you do that?
it's pretty easy. I talk to them. We get to a point where it's too awkward to ask, "By the way, what's your name?" Like, one of the teachers, she's been there since the school opened up, 5 years ago now. I had her for Secret Santa. I had no clue who it was. I was like, "Oh, I don't know who this is." And then I asked Michelle, and Michelle's like, "Oh, it's this teacher." And then so when I was giving out the Secret Santa stuff to her, I was like, "Dude, I didn't even know this was your name." And she's like, "I'm gonna be honest, bro. I didn't know that was your name." Like, she's like, "I don't know who you were." She's like, "I know that you work here." And I was like, "It's funny because we've interacted multiple times before. We were at the school dance, we've chaperoned together." So it gets to the point where it's too awkward to ask. And at that point, it's just get an email because the dude who was in Wells's old room, I think it's the one next to Miss Gioni. That dude, I think his name is Luis.
That's
I fucking talk to him every day. Don't know his last name. I think it starts with an S.
His last name is Savadra.
Yeah, that dude, I talk to him every day. We talk about video games, Legos, just a bunch of shit.
But you
If
don't
he
know.
were to be like, "Yo, bro, what's my name?" I'd be like, "Shit, yeah." Anyways, how would you like to be addressed, Patiño, by your first name or last name?
First name's fine.
Okay. So, the reason I was talking to you is because I noticed your Demon Slayer figures in front of your monitor. So, I'm assuming you like anime?
Yeah, I do.
What do you like about anime?
I just really like the characters, the series. Like, there's always entertaining to watch. I'm more into like shonen, like action or like the sports anime.
It's very similar to Peralta.
I know, I just finished Blue Lock.
Season
Yeah.
2?
I don't know what season it's on, but I just finished it.
It was probably season 2 because we watched season 1 a while ago.
Okay,
And then we
then
watched the movie.
yeah, but then we finished this actual series, unlike you.
That's true. Believe it or not, Fatima, Peralta is like the most hardcore anime person we know. This
Really?
podcast is about anime, and the two hosts, me and Cruz, who started it. I probably finished maybe like 10 animes in my entire life, and Peralta typically finishes them every season, like the new ones that come out.
Yeah, I watched Blue Lock. I haven't watched the second season.
Well, it's pretty good. Can't wait for season 3.
The first season was really good, and the movie was good. So you mentioned that you like the action animes. What is some of your like top 3 must watch if you've never seen anime? Action animes. Wait.
I think for action, I feel like Definitely like Full Metal is the one that I really like. I guess I kind of like Thriller too because my top are like Tokyo Ghoul, like Death Note. What else? Naruto is always like an OG, but I never finished watching Naruto Shippuden.
Damn.
But I recommend those, like if somebody's getting started. But that's just because I like them.
So, Peralta, you've seen Naruto, right? Like, all the way?
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Cruz were having this discussion just to get off topic. Would you guys say that Naruto is, like, pervy?
Yes, but it doesn't they don't do it purposefully.
Okay. What about you, Fatima?
Animes.
I'll say yeah, no, because there's definitely like scenes where he has like the nosebleed and everything. Like he's a teenager. Like
Yeah. But would you say that that is, like, somewhat of, like, a little bit of like, the plot? No, not the plot. I can't remember exactly what me and Cruz were arguing about. I remember Cruz's stance was Naruto was pretty pervy, and I was like, I don't think so. There's only, like, there is some points where it is, like, of course, before Shippuden, the sexy jutsu, Jiraiya's whole character is that he's pervy, but I don't think it's that prevalent in the anime and in the manga either.
no, I don't think it was like too much or a lot. Like Jiraiya, that one definitely was part of his character. I think for Naruto, it's more like small instances here and there.
Yeah, I agree. So, you also mentioned Death Note. Did you watch the live action Death Note as well as the anime?
I tried watching the live action, and I cut that off like 40 minutes in. I feel like I watched it
Damn,
for too long.
that's crazy. It wasn't that bad.
It was horrible.
It wasn't that bad.
It was weird.
And then for Full Metal, are we talking about the original or Brotherhood?
I'm not gonna lie, I recommend Full Metal, but I have not watched it on its entirety either.
Damn. I think that was. Go for it.
I just know the difference between both of them. I just never watched either one all the way to the end. But I would say Brotherhood, I think, is the one I watched most of.
That's crazy. That's like Peralta's in her top 5. Was it Peralta?
I don't know what my top 5 is anymore, but that was the classic.
Yeah. That was definitely that was one of the mangas we gave away, I think, like 2 years ago.
The stuff that Sal gives for free.
Yeah, well, you gave that one yourself, my guy.
I didn't buy it.
Remember?
Did I buy it? I
Yeah,
did buy it.
yeah, you did buy it. You bought that one because
I
Cruz bought
forgot.
Death Note and I bought Berserk.
That was when we were not canceled yet.
No, I think we were. I think we were at that point. We were on a time skip. So, how did you stumble across anime, Fatima? Was it like Peralta? You just randomly were scrolling through, TV shows? Was it like me where you came home, Toonami was playing, and you're like, this is my shit?
I think it was Toonami or like Cartoon Network or stuff like that. Like, you just had it. I remember growing up and I forgot what network it was, but they had like Yu-Gi-Oh playing at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. So I wake up early and like watch it. Um, and then my dad's a really big like Dragon Ball Z fan. So if I was watching it, like he was also watching it.
Okay, so you would say that anime has been part of your life growing up all the way up until this point.
Yep.
Dang. So, what really draws you into it? I know you mentioned action and you mentioned the stories, but what exactly separates anime to you than watching a regular American cartoon like Ed, and Eddie, Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls? Like, what is the thing that draws you to it?
I don't know. I think at this point it's probably just like the nostalgia of everything. But then again, I grew up with those like shows that you mentioned, and I wasn't really like as hyped with those as if I was with like the anime shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm currently looking at like all my pop figures, which are like anime themes. I'm just like, the obsession has stayed with me.
That's good. Would you say that anime teaches you more core values than just traditional American cartoons? Because, American cartoon is always just like slapstick comedy or gross comedy. You got stuff like Dragon Ball Z where it's like, you should be better today than you were yesterday, or shows like Mob where it's just also, I guess the same thing, but Dragon Ball Z also has the thing of like, don't be a dick, try to help people out, you save the planet.
I think yeah, it definitely has like more core values. With Full Metal, it's all about like, I forgot the law, right? The law of equivalent exchange. Yeah, I would say it definitely does. And then it even brings up like moral and ethics. Like for Death Note, it's like, so do we kill all the criminals or what's the best way to handle them?
Yeah, I agree. And then you got shows like My Hero Academia where it's just always like, that one is hit or miss for me because it's always like you should try your hardest, but you also got to accept that maybe you're not cut out for it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got to say about that, Peralta? Any thoughts?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, bro. Do you want to ask her a question, Peralta?
No, I don't, because I usually don't interview people. You do.
Yeah, but then now's your chance to try something new.
Nah, I'm cool. Usually it's you and Cruz.
Actually, I think this might be the first time you've been around for the interviews, right? Or I guess
Oh,
introduction.
we've no, you've interviewed plenty of people.
So here at the anime pod, or not the anime podcast, the the Nakama podcast, we go over the new stuff. Me having you watch at least one of new anime because I know Sakamoto days you mentioned that you were gonna watch anyways. Is that something you would normally do, or are you like Peralta and just kind of only watch new stuff, or are you more like Cruz who only watches the old stuff?
I watch some of the new stuff, but I think it is the ones that are more like popular at the time. Yeah, I don't think I really like branch out and watch like something. Yeah, yeah. I usually go for like the popular ones.
Okay. And would you say that anime helps you with your job? You don't have to say what you do, but do you think that is a way to like connect with the people that you normally have to associate with?
I think it does, but I feel like the students don't really think I'm into anime. So when they're like, I'm like, oh, you're reading Demon Slayer. They're like, oh, you watch it? Like so surprised. I'm like, yeah. Like I don't know, just because they're young and they don't realize like anime has been a thing before you were even born, but they're always like surprised.
Or they probably still think that all of us just stay at this school.
Yeah, we live in our classrooms.
Some of you guys do. It's crazy.
Someone did yesterday.
God damn.
So I know I asked you what your top animes are. What is something you would recommend to brand new people? They had no experience with anime, or to help you, maybe a parent asks you and they're like, hey, if my kid's watching, so and so, should I be concerned? If they
Yes.
hit you with the Monster Musume, are you going to tell your kid to continue, or are you going to tell them, like, actually, it's pretty corny, you should probably watch your kid better?
Monster Sume?
Yeah, you never have heard of Monster Musume? I think that's what it's pronounced.
No, I've never heard about
It's
that
the
one.
one where the dude is like, so he has a harem, but instead of regular women, they're monster girls. There's like
Those
a
are
snake girl.
episodes that include Sal and Cruz watching weird shit.
Bro, this is like one of the more popular harem things out there. I haven't seen, I just know of it.
He's lying. He's lying, everybody.
I swear on
So
Kevin.
lying. He just wanted to drop it in here.
Kevin Fatima is my girlfriend's dog. The little picture of my email icon, that's Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah, I swear on his.
Lies. He's totally dropping that in.
Actually, Cruz is going to be the one that has to edit this because since it's no video, I can't edit it myself because I don't have a computer. So I actually am going to have to send this to Cruz for him to do it.
Well, leave that in, Cruz.
I mean, unlike Cruz, I have no problem leaving stuff in. So
Back to the question.
yeah, back to the questions. If a parent asked you, my kid's watching
No parent
Naruto.
would ever ask that.
You don't know that.
No parent would ever ask.
You're never going to go for it.
I was gonna say I don't know about that because I know my parents like yeah, my dad watched Dragon Ball Z, but they never understood really like the hype around anime either, or like like I'm not sure if you guys ever got it, but like oh, Hot Topic and Spencer's, they were like oh those stories are for the devil, but they're more like
Yeah.
so
Still
who
is.
knows? Yeah. But no, if a parent asked me, I was like, you know what, you guys, that's on you all. They're probably watching. I don't think it's the anime we have to worry about.
They're watching what Sal and Cruz watch. Shame on
Bro,
them.
I don't even know why you're hating. That's like 80% of animes. All isekais have dudes getting hair. Dude, didn't we watched that one anime, Peralta? Was it called the Wedding Brides? The one where the one dude has to collect all the rings, but he has to get a wife from each ring, essentially?
First of all, you guys chose that. I did not choose that.
No, again, there's no choosing. I pick whatever one looks cool, and that's it. Or if it's not on the list that has a season 2.
Cruz just can't solve this.
No. Any other questions, Peralta, that you can think of?
No, I don't interview. We just review.
Give impressions, bro. Not a review. So, since Peralta's in a talkative mood, do you want to start with, was it Hello Japan? No. What the fuck was it called? Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf? I think that was what its name of, if it was called.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. Want to take it away, Peralta?
No, because I don't even remember the characters' names.
Bro, we never do. We never do.
Didn't you have time to write it down?
Not today. I was running late. I was hoping you guys were gonna be lagging on it, to be honest. I wasn't expecting both of you to join right away. I was about to.
But it's already late.
I know. That's why I was like, all right, if they lag on it, then I can be like, oh, come on, guys. I've been waiting, but
I don't even know the dude's name.
I don't remember. They do say his name because
They do say his name.
Yeah, because
I know the girl's name is Marie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say the guy's name because he's like, oh yeah, by the way, my name is this because I was a little kid at the time.
I think it's Kazuhiro, something like that.
Definitely not gonna remember that.
Yeah, it's Kashahiro. Yeah, just like you said.
Go ahead, Sal.
Bro, you got this, Peralta.
I don't. It wasn't even tough. I had to actually read the subtitle.
Dude, say okay. So, Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf is an anime that is fantasy. I almost thought it was an isekai because, the dude's giving like a really like, I'm about to die speech because he's like, yeah, everyone has a special ability or a special hobby. Not me. I go to sleep and it's like, okay, he's just going to off himself. And no, you find out that when he's asleep in our real world, he teleports to a fantasy world and he's been living there for, I'm guessing, at least 20 years because I think he said he's 25. He said he's been going there since he was a kid. So we'll just assume 20 years. And in this fantasy world, he still is resting. So if he dies in the fantasy world, he just wakes up right away. In his real world, 8 hours have passed. He goes back to work. But that's the special thing about him is he's basically living 2 lives, in the same lifespan without actually dying and getting isekai'd. He makes friends with this elf named Marie. I think that's what the name was. The first episode starts off with them, going on an adventure because she's telling him, like, hey, by the way, I'm going to be going to Harry Potter world, so I'm going to be a mage, so this is probably the last time we see each other. And it's like, all right, cool. I'm going to go check out this ruin real quick. Do you want to come with me? And, they're going. He only is able to convince her to go because he's like, I'll let you try some of my food. And she was down for that. What I got from this anime is women only like food, and that's how you get them to do anything, apparently. And, they get into the ruin. They see a wolf dude. Marie immediately gets scared because she's like, lizard, bro, not a wolf. She's like, oh, shit, we're going to have to fight this guy. He talks to him, and that's when he, kind of tells you, the audience, that one of his special abilities is he can communicate with whatever species in their tongue. She doesn't understand what he's telling the lizard bro. The lizard bro tells them, like, don't go down there. There's a dragon, and it has eggs. So, Marie gets excited. She's like, all right, cool. Maybe we can check out to see if we can see one of these eggs. They get blasted. And he's like, all right, well, I guess that's it for my dream. He wakes up. Marie's with him. Right before they got blasted by the dragon, they hug. I think he was trying to protect her, and now she's in his world, and, she's really excited because now she gets to try firsthand the Japanese food that, they love to show off in these animes. And that was the first episode. Second episode goes with them establishing that they go back and forth now between the Japan world and this fantasy world. But when they go back to the fantasy world, the dragon's like, I'm pretty sure I blasted you guys, so what's going on? And the guy explains, like, yeah, you did, but I have a ability that, that lets me come back. And I know you guys like to trade, so as an apology for stepping into your territory, here's this beer. The dragon's like, oh, cool, you can talk to me, even though it's a lesser dragon. And she smells the bento box, because I think they had chicken katsu, tangatsu, whatever it was. And she throws up a human form of herself, and essentially, again, he wins her over with food and beer, and she gives him like an amethyst, but it's not an amethyst, it's just dragon's blood, and I think a scale too. And the elf girl's telling him like, yo, bro, like, this is worth a lot of money. If we go out there and try to sell it, everyone's gonna want to know where we got this from. So after that, the third episode is, more establishing that they're able to hop back and forth. She's learning Japanese, and I think they were going to go sell the little ruby thing and the scale in the third episode. And that's pretty much the first 3 episodes. I like Marie's character. She is an elf, and they treat her like an elf, like Farron did, where she's super, super old, but not old enough where she knows everything. You can clearly tell that she does like him, and I don't think it's mutual, at least not like more than just a friend like, but that was my interpretation of it. What about you?
Yeah, it was okay.
Oh, that's it?
It was kind of boring for me. I didn't really care for it. I don't know where it's going other than she's learning Japanese culture, so they go on a tour and everything. I think he does like her. I don't. He just because he keeps thinking about future together with them, and she's just more of like, let's go do this. But that's how
So
I
the
got.
opposite.
Yeah,
What about you, Fatima?
I would agree with Peralta. I wasn't really like, I don't really care much for it just because it felt like a lot of like fluff. Like maybe it's because the beginning, there's just establishing like what they're able to do, but it's like, they're just doing things that you would just do in a regular day. It's like, oh, let's go to the library. I don't think they've shown too much about like the world that they can jump to. So there's not much like, I don't know. I feel like there wasn't like a lot of like world building. So I was just like, oh, okay, like they're going about their day.
Dang. So, do you think this guy's also gonna get a harem? Because if the dragon girl also wanted him to come back,
for
you
the
know, yeah, I mean, if I was to base my stuff from this anime only, again, like I said earlier, it just seems like a best way to get on a girl's good side is just feed them.
sure.
Food is always a good motivator.
I mean, they both really like the Komi, the Peralta.
I feel like the only conflict that's gonna come out of this is that they're gonna jump to that world, and she can't come back, and he's gonna lose his shit.
I don't think so. I think he's gonna send her off to wizard school, and then he's just gonna be like, well, damn, that's it.
She doesn't even have enough strength to go into wizard school.
Well, that's why she's training, bruh. That's what the third episode is about.
Yeah, well, I watched the fourth one, and she ain't that strong, so.
Okay, spoilers, thanks.
But why would you say spoiler? By the time this comes out, it'll be over.
No, it won't. The episode dropped last week. I think it dropped on Thursday. This should drop either Wednesday or Thursday. Since it is audio only, it actually will depend on Cruise.
Yeah, this season will be over by the time this comes out.
I hope not.
Anyway, this is a solid 4, maybe a 5.
4? What the hell?
I wasn't into it. It was just
I
not.
thought for sure you would have liked it.
No.
What about you, Fatima?
Yeah, I would agree with Peralta, but
What the hell?
it's just not my vibe.
Holy damn.
You liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought this one was cool. It was like an isekai, but without the person getting murdered.
Doesn't he get murdered every time he goes back?
Well, he wakes
Sometimes
up.
he falls asleep.
Yeah, he can either go to sleep and then just wake up in his like regular IRL, or if he dies, then yeah, it's kind of like when you have one of those dreams where you're falling and then you get like that shock. I think that's what he says that happens to him if he dies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think she's gonna confess her feelings to him, and he's gonna be like, bro, it's not like that, bro. I'm actually here for the dragon girl. I bet you there's gonna be a dog girl at some point. I feel like this guy's gonna get a harem going, just like every isekai ever.
Yeah, but it's not. I watched the next episode. It didn't happen.
Anyways, I give it this like a solid 7 out of 10. If you like Farron, I can never pronounce that name right. I feel like you're gonna like this one. It's a same tone, just
It is not. It is
just
not.
Farron
Just
is
because she's an
straight
elf.
more.
Just because she's
No,
an elf does not mean it's the same.
this one is just like Farron, is very
No,
like you guys said, slow. The stakes, at least right now, aren't there. Who knows? Once they get exploring more, because in the third episode they do mention how he's able to travel around, that underneath stuff. So he's also a high level, so it could possibly go in that direction where, stakes are going to get raised, but just like Frieren, it's very slow, like you guys said, but I don't think it was that slow.
no, it's
I thought,
has no substance.
because the Frieren one, I thought that was, I tried watching that because Houston was like super hyping it up, and I was like, bro, I don't care. I think it's boring.
Yeah, but that's because they had to do backstory on all the other characters.
See, like I can do slow. I watched A Sentence of a Bookworm, and that was like pretty slow. But they have goals, you know. I feel like this one, there's there's no goal other than like, yeah, like we're in a new world, like let's explore, but it's not like set yet.
Yeah, I mean that was his goal, is just to explore, have, epic fantasy adventures, finding treasure, probably punching elves that are not the main girl.
Anyway, Sal likes it. Cool.
Yep, I like it. These two, I don't know which anime they watched, but it was not the one that I watched. Moving on to Sakamoto Days. This is one that is on Netflix. This is, I think, their most popular anime so far. Do you want to do this one, Peralta? Or Fatima? Any of you? Either.
I guess I can summarize. Sakamoto Days is basically about this retired assassin who was really good back in his day, but then he falls in love with like a cashier clerk, like at first sight or something. So he falls in love and he gets the girl, but once he gets the girl, he has to promise like I'm not gonna kill anymore. So he makes that promise, gets married, has a kid, but his previous organization that he was working for, the assassin organization, said like, you know what, you can't leave the org without like, no, you can't just leave. So we have to kill you. So they keep sending assassins to him, and then he has to. They protect his family, and he collects other assassins to work at his shop. Yeah, that's my summary.
Okay, yeah. The first dude he hires, I think his name was Shin. I only know this because it's in English. He can read minds, and every time Shin talks to Sakamoto, Sakamoto just imagines ways to kill him. So I think that's pretty funny. I think the second episode he gets the Chinese girl. I think her name was Lu. I'm gonna be honest. The second episode sucked, and it actually soured my opinion about the whole series entirely, because it was so jarring how bad the dub was, and just the whole thing. I was just like, I don't care. I almost didn't watch it. I was about to lie and be like, yeah, I didn't watch, or I was gonna say I watched the third episode without watching the third episode, because that's how much the second episode sucked to me. But don't worry, Peralta, I did watch the third episode. Yeah, like you said, people are not out to kill him. Apparently, he's still really, really good at killing people, even though he's hecka chunky now, which is always funny. And just like the previous anime, the food is what won him over. Not just his wife's cooking, but I guess food in general, because the second episode he was out there just trying to get some pork buns that are delicious, so he's not wrong there. But overall, this one felt to me like Way the House Husband, but not as funny. I like that one a lot better.
Noted.
Yeah, what about you, Peralta?
One, I don't usually like going on Netflix, but it's fine. I thought it was funny because I was like, the beginning part had his backstory, and I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. And then he just turns out to be this fat old man, and I was like, that's kind of funny because, fat people are funny apparently. And then he tries to get killed, and he.
Just fat people are funny. You just reminded me of what Jose said.
What did I say?
I shaved my face, remember a while ago? Well, like a month ago. 2 months ago. I shaved my face, and Jose, like, kept staring at me, and I was like, you got a problem, dude? He, he was like, I think, like, the following day, he's like, you know what, Sal? You're not as funny as you used to be. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I think it's you shaved your face, you shaved your shitty beard, you're not as funny. And I was like, I've never heard facial hair making people funny. I was like, I know fat people are typically funny, and it's like, I've never heard facial hair, and I don't even think I'm that funny. I think I
Yeah,
just say out of pocket shit, and that just catches people off guard.
probably. But yeah, I kind of like the episodes. I think it's funny how he uses conventional daily life things to kill people, but then he has his own secret stash of weapons. So I thought that was funny too. I did continue it, so it actually is pretty entertaining to see why it's popular on Netflix.
hmm Yeah, I know the manga's been going really, really well. I know the only reason that I was aware of this before the Netflix is because Cruz would not shut up about it.
Yeah, but he's not here to review, so
He wanted to.
he's probably gonna add right now.
Yeah, probably the fact that we're mentioning it, he might say something, which whatever it is, we don't condone.
Anyway, it's like a 7.5 for
Bro, you
me.
didn't even let Fatima explain her things, dude.
Oh, because she gave the synopsis. Go ahead, Fatima. Roll.
I liked it. This one I did like more than the other one.
Crazy, crazy take.
It was funny. Like I liked the first episode because I feel like I forgot the main character's name. But he doesn't talk.
Sakamoto.
Oh, my bad.
It happens to all of us.
It happens to me every time.
Well, Sakamoto, he doesn't talk much as a character. So then when you have the mind reader, like he's always like, "Why are you always, why are you always thinking of killing me?" So those little parts were funny. I just enjoy them more. And then they had like, a little action here and there when they are trying to get killed and stuff. I did not notice any problems with the dub version in the second episode.
Bro, that shit was
But
terrible.
yeah, well, I don't know. I just watch things. I don't think much. But yeah, I was similar to Peralta. I think honestly I would probably do like a 7 or 8 because it's entertaining, and I'm wondering where it's gonna go from. Like I think I watched the fourth episode, so kind of left it a cliffhanger. So we'll see what it has for next week.
Dang. I stopped at 3. I wasn't even excited to watch 4. I was like, thank God, now I can watch a good anime. Like, Welcome to Japan myself. So yeah, apparently the guy who made this anime, or I guess manga now anime, has stated that he wanted to make John Wick, and they told him no, because Keanu Reeves is too cool for him, so he's like, alright, I'll just make my own anime with John Wick vibes. So that's where some of the inspiration of him taking out so many people comes from, is because he wanted to work on John Wick, but they told him no.
No.
But yeah, the action's good. Unlike The Way of the House Husband, which only uses like voice to be comedy, this one does have goddamn comedic element to it. I do find it funny that he's more scared of his wife than any assassin out there, which is I think pretty funny.
He should be.
The Shin character is kind of annoying just for the fact that he's like the exposition dude, where that's all his whole job is to explain, whoa, why is this so bad? All these assassins want to kill you. The girl, since I only watched the 3 episodes, I don't like her. And it could just be for the fact that she hasn't been fleshed out more. And also, I think it's kind of weird that this girl looks like she's probably in her 20s and she still says mama and papa. I feel like once you hit like 13, you should probably say like mom or dad, father, mother, not daddy, mommy. But I think that's just me. And then
You
I give
give
this.
it a
I give it like a solid 7 out of 10. Would recommend to Lynn.
coup.
Mm-hmm. Not as good as the other one, but probably like the second best anime that we watched out of 2025 so far.
I don't remember what we watched last week.
We watched Salaryman, Headhunter to Salaryman to the Big Four or something like that, and then the other one was Zinshu, the animated one, the animated one.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. No clue what we're gonna pick for next week, but by the time you're hearing this, we should be working on the anime awards. I'm gonna be stopping by Secret 8 to get a layout because Cruz has these really big plans, and I'm gonna be the one that has to reel him back in because he wants to do a bunch of stuff, and it's like, bro, there's limited room. I don't want to be there all day. It is our day off. If I don't want to be there all day, I don't think anyone else does. We're gonna be working on that. I don't think anything else is planned. I already picked up some stuff to do giveaway, but it's probably not till May. You know, right before we go to Fanime. If we go off of our trajectory,
We get canceled.
it is the month, bro. We're 2 months into 2025. I think we do deserve a time skip again. But thanks for joining us, Fatima. Now that I remember your name, I might forget, but there's a good chance I won't.
And if you do, you just gotta look at my wall, you know, like at least my last name is there.
Yeah, that's true. Because I think I had to ask someone else to make sure that I sent the right email to the right person. Because I was like, I hope it's her. Because if not, some other Patiño is going to get an email and they're going to be like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, luckily my last name isn't Lopez, so probably that's really
Right? Or Hernandez?
Vasquez,
Mm-hmm.
Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, Rodriguez. But that's it for the episode. Thanks for joining us. I know Peralta hits you with those hard-hitting questions. Thanks for actually watching the animes. You're actually one of the few guests who watches all of them. We used to do 3, but then so many people kept, air quote, not having enough time, so we cut it back to 2.
Yeah, I won't lie. For the Elf one, I did skip some scenes.
Bruh.
It's okay. Sal doesn't watch beginning or ending credits.
Dude, that's not my fault. The Headhunter one, the one that you missed out last week. Also, by the way, I brought that up in the episode that you missed out on it. Yeah, apparently there's after credit scenes, and Peralta always watches them. So there's a lot of times where she's like, "Oh yeah, did you watch this thing?" And it's like, no. As soon as I see skip button, I'm tapping the shit out of it. Because a lot of the time I do this super last minute, so I'm either driving while watching this, really professional, or I just skip it just entirely. There's been times where I've had to watch an anime 3 times because I keep falling asleep watching it.
It happens.
But yeah, but that's it for the episode. Don't forget to rate it, comment it, write that Cruise sucks.
Give it a follow.
Yeah, give it a follow. And yeah, well, that's it for the episode. So we'll catch you guys next week, most likely, hopefully.
Unless we're canceled.